Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and into another budget with me video. We are getting down to the wire, close to Christmas. I will be updating you guys after I get all of my Christmas shopping done, all of my Christmas things and my budget. I will be including that in probably next week's video. So if you are interested, please don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sue. I'd love to have you as part of our family here on YouTube. If you wouldn't mind hitting that little subscribe button and that like thing, that little like bell situation, letting me know that you like these videos and you would like to continue seeing these videos. I do have a whole playlist called Budget on my channel if you're interested in seeing into further detail week by week how I break my weekly budget money down. Then please go ahead and feel free to go and check that budget playlist out. For those of you guys who just keep coming back every week, thank you so very much. I really enjoy reading all your comments and suggestions and questions in the comment box below. If you have a question, you can leave it down there in the comment box. I may not get right back to you, but before I start my next video, I do usually always go and look in the comment box to see any questions that there may be, and I do address those in that week's video, or the following week's video, I should say. So, or you can send me an email and let me, if you have a question that needs addressed quicker than that, then please don't hesitate to send me an email. Oftentimes, it's easier to shoot me an email for questions or comments or whatever, personalized things if that's what you're looking for, because I get those notifications immediately in my email, and I usually do check my email a couple times a day. Usually the comment section when I get free time, which is rarely, not very often at all. I will get to them when I get to them, but I don't usually check those but once or twice a week, and one of those times being before I make my next video. So there's that. We're gonna go ahead and jump right in. I think that I'm working with about 250 bucks this week, so we are going to go ahead and get started. This is my cash envelope system. Now I do want to explain, I get questions about this all the time, so if you have been here, you understand my cash envelope system, then you can kind of fast forward it a little bit, but I get new people that have never seen my videos before every single time that I make one, and I always like to address this situation because I get the majority of the questions come from this cash envelope system. So I'm going to go ahead and explain that real quickly to you. This is a Happy Planner, Happy Notes notebook. You can see here, you can purchase this little notebook with the rings included at any, like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. They usually cost about $5, okay? Now, in my experience, I prefer to have all of my cash envelopes in a bound system like this. Some people prefer the ones that they can take in and out of their wallet. I usually don't carry a wallet. I have just a small little wallet. It's big enough to put some change in, my cash, and some cards in, okay? So I don't like, it's not big enough to carry around cash envelopes, okay? So that's the reason why I use this. I will throw this in my purse if I'm carrying one that day. Normally, most of the time, I do not carry a purse. What I will do if I'm going to the grocery store is I'll just take my grocery money out, throw it in my wallet, and then when I get back home, if I have any change left over, then I will take it back out and put it in here, okay? Now, this Happy Notes notebook comes with regular pages like this, but quarter-size sheets like so, okay? So all I did is I took all them pages out, I took my laminator and some cardstock, and I made these laminated cash envelopes to fit inside this Happy Planner notebook, okay? These do come in and out, so if you're one of those that do like to carry around your cash envelope systems or your cash envelopes in general, you can pull these out and they do go back in. They're punched to fit the Happy Planner. Now, I do have a couple cash envelopes on my Etsy store. That link will be in the description box below if you're looking for some and you don't want to go out and buy the supplies to make these. These are very easy to make. You need some cardstock, a laminator, you need the Happy Planner hole punch, okay? Also, you're going to need one of these notebooks. I do not sell the outside part or the rings in my Etsy store because it's not mine to sell. Eventually, maybe one day I might make some covers for this little guy, but I will never be able to sell these rings in my Etsy store because they're not mine to sell, okay? I can make covers and I may do that eventually. We'll see. But as of right now, I do not make the covers and I don't provide the rings inside my Etsy store. However, I do provide sets of cash envelopes if you're interested in those. I do have two different sizes. I have this longer side, which is about 9 by 7, and then I have the mini notebook size, which is about yay big. This envelope, this cash envelope will fit into a regular Happy Planner, okay? It does fit right on in there, as you can see here. So there's no question about whether or not they will fit. The mini version of this also will fit in this planner, but it won't take up the whole length of the planner like this one. It will go to about here, but it will fit. The holes will go in. You can use an old planner for your system, or you can go out and get you one of these little mini notebooks. They have a long version and then they have a shorter version, and I do make cash envelopes for both of them. So if you're interested in that, go over and check that out in my Etsy store. Again, that link will be in the description bar below. Now with that part out of the way, we are going to go ahead and jump right in. As you guys know, if you've been here a while, and if you don't know, I'm getting ready to explain it to you. I consciously try to save all of my $5 bills. I use those $5 bills for extra things that our family likes to do. For example, a few weekends ago on Black Friday, me and my husband decided to leave the kids at grandma's and go on a date night. We went shopping, we stayed in a hotel, we went to a casino, and I used my $5 bills for that little trip. Several weeks ago in October, several months ago, it was my birthday, so all the $5 bills that I had saved up until October went for that entire trip. My $5 bills actually funded that whole weekend trip for me and my family. So I consciously make the effort to save my $5 bills for extra things for my family. If we decide to go you know, on a road trip or go do something on the weekend, that money's there and I don't have to pull it out of my savings or checkings account. Now, with that being said, we take all of our bill money and our savings account money out of our paychecks first, okay? We put that money into our checking and savings accounts that we have at the bank, and then this money here that I am getting ready to show you is just our weekly budget money for things that might come up during the week. And if nothing comes up, say I don't end up going and purchasing anything in car maintenance over the week, then that money builds up over time. And then once I have about $100 in any specific envelope, I will take that money out and throw it into my safe that I have at the house. And sometimes eventually I will put that money into our savings account depending on what it is that's going on. For example, the car maintenance. If I ever get to $100 into this account, which I rarely do because my husband always likes to buy extra things for the vehicles, if I ever get to $100, then I will add that up, throw it into my safe, and when I get time, I do have an emergency car fund in our savings account. I do have an emergency car fund in the bank just for something that would go wrong with our car if we would need to purchase another one. And so sometimes this money does get deposited into that savings account once it gets to $100. But that's very rare that that happens for that specific account. So that's kind of the way we work it. Right now we have no car payments. Both of our cars are paid off. We have already done our license and our titling for the year. We've already put new tires on our car. So the main things that we would need the car maintenance for would be like weatherizing it for the winter, new windshield wipers, oil changes, things like that, which my husband does do all himself. So he does reach into this car maintenance fund pretty often just to keep our cars running the way that we are supposed to be running, if that makes sense. So what I like to do is go through my grocery budget, my miscellaneous budget, and also my buffer account to pull out all the $5 that I didn't spend from the previous week, okay? So in my grocery budget, we kind of had a little bit extra in my grocery budget, which rarely ever happens because we are a family of 5. I do budget out $80 in groceries, but the way I grocery shop is, you know, I only buy what we're gonna eat. I try not to buy a whole bunch of things extra. I do buy things for lunch boxes and things like that that's extra, but my kids go to their grandma's for dinner twice a week, so usually I only have to do meals for 3 days during the week, and I go from Saturday to Friday whenever I'm planning out my groceries. So I will jot that down. I will make a list. I only buy what we need, what we have to have. Sometimes I buy a couple extra treats for the boys' lunchbox, but I can pretty much usually stay under or right at 80 bucks. Last week, however, I only spent like 70 something bucks, so I have $8 left. So I'm gonna set this $5 bill to the side here, and I'm gonna set the ones to the other side. Miscellaneous. Okay, so miscellaneous fund is for anything that we might need that you know, that we want. Say I want to go and buy me a Mountain Dew, or my husband wants a Mountain Dew or something like that, then that's what this $40 miscellaneous fund is for. And as you can see, we didn't spend the majority of that. So we have 5, 10, 15, 22. So again, I'm setting my $5 bills off to the side, my ones to the other. Dollar Tree, I don't pull money back out of that, but I do budget myself $20 for Dollar Tree because I like craft supplies, okay? And Dollar Tree is the best place to get that. And my buffer is all the way back here on the back. As you guys can see, I marked out savings and put buffer. Now this buffer money is just what it means. It's a buffer. So when I go to the grocery store, I'm taking that $80 out of my grocery budget, and then I'm also gonna take this $20 bill or whatever I put in. It's usually 20 bucks that I put in here, and I will take it with me just in case I go over in my groceries. I'm not one that's going to sit there and calculate up penny by penny what I'm spending at the grocery store to ensure that I'm staying under my $80. I will just take the 80 or the extra 20 with me. If I go over, that's fine. I'm pretty good at judging how much stuff I have in my cart and how much it's going to cost me. So sometimes I do go over a little bit, and sometimes I'm under a little bit, but I will take this extra 20 with me just in case. And then I think my husband got into this for soda, and instead of the miscellaneous fund, which is fine, it doesn't matter, it's all there for things that we might need during the week. So he put this money back in there, 5, 10, which I'm surprised. Normally if he takes money out, he doesn't give me the change. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. That's a $3 soda that he bought. He probably bought a soda and some snack cakes, if I know my husband, okay? So we have these $5 bills there. So what we're gonna do is, this is my $5 bill envelope, and as I told you guys last week, we had spent all of our $5 bills on our little trip, so there's none to be had in there. So what we're gonna do is count these up: 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So there's $45 bills just from 1 week that I have to put into here. Like I said, if you don't have a family and you're not running around trying to do a little bit extra things with your family, then that's totally 100% fine. Save this up. just keep saving your $5 bills and then put it into your savings account. It's just an extra way to save a little bit more money and be conscious about it. That's the reason why I do it. This is for playtime for me and my family, but by all means, if you want to save your $5 bills up and put it in the bank once you get to 100 into your savings account, you can by all means do that. This is just the way we do it because we do like to do extra things, and we don't like to pull money out of our savings and stuff to do that. Because we are currently going to be, we're saving as much money as we can. We currently are saving about $200 a week. This week we're saved quite a bit more than that because my husband did work overtime. So we do take about $200 out of each of our paychecks right now, and that's 5 paychecks that we get. Well, no, that's not 5 paychecks. I get 2 paychecks, he gets 4 paychecks. So that's 6 paychecks. I always say 5. I don't know why I do that. But there's 6 paychecks for me and my husband every single month. And right now we're taking $200 out of every single paycheck. So that's 200 times 6. That's how much money that's going directly into our savings account every single month. And then we also take our bill money out and put that into our checking account, and I have that stuff set up to come out when it's supposed to come out of my checking account. We do currently operate a month ahead in our bills. So anything this month for the month of December is already paid for from last month's bill money. Currently what we're doing now is our bill money gets divided by 6 paychecks. It goes into the checking account for next month's bill. So at the 1st of January, by the end of December, I'll have all of my bill money in my checking account to pay for January's bills. Now, if you're not at a point in your budget style or budget life to be able to do that, set yourself up with a cash envelope. Start putting as much money, extra money that you can into that cash envelope until you know that you have a full month of whatever it takes to pay your bills. Then you can put that money into your checking account for the next, you're going to continue to pay your bills like you normally would, and then you're going to take that chunk of money, throw it into your checking account, pay all of your bills, and then that month that you're working in, then you can be building up for the next month's bills. That's just the way we do it. If you have different circumstances or whatever the case may be, then that may not work for you, but that's what works for us. So anywho, this extra $1 bills, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm going to probably put into my grocery fund, but we're going to go ahead and get into the good stuff, the cash stuffing envelopes, okay? So I do believe I have $250 here. We'll find out. Sometimes my math is off, okay? I don't do math very well. I have to calculate and recalculate and recheck it and all that fun stuff, okay? Let me take a drink here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're throwing $80 into our grocery fund. 20, 40, 60, 80. And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw all these $1 bills into that fund, okay? So we're just gonna throw that in there. No problems, okay? And then we have miscellaneous, which is gonna get 40. It always gets 40. I don't know why I stuck to that number, but I did. Dollar Tree is going to get 20. Okay. Gas is getting nothing because my husband, the awesome man that he is, already went and filled up my gas tank, so I don't have to worry about that. School is getting nothing this week because there's only 1 week of school left, and I took out the money that I had from last week and put it into the kids' accounts at school yesterday, so I won't need to do this until January. Okay, so I'm not gonna put anything in there this week. Car maintenance will get 20, and there's already $20 in there. Surprise, surprise, my husband didn't get in there and get any of it. Sports is gonna get 10. And currently we're not doing sports right now. If you guys have been with me a long time, you know that all 3 of my sons play football, and one of my childs play baseball, and then the other one does wrestling. So currently right now we have no sports going on, which is awesome to kind of have a break in the winter time, because let me tell you, when school starts, football starts, and that's a hot mess. Okay, for this household. Life is really busy from about July to about right now, I should say. So we have sports in here. I do have 2 $5 bills, because if you guys watched last week's video, you noticed that I didn't have a 10. So what I'm going to do is take a 20 and set these $5 bills to the side and put this 20 in here. Clothing will get, oh, what I was saying too also is I've already reached $100 in my sports. I go ahead and start saving up for the next sports situation. The upcoming one will be baseball in the spring. So I already had $100 that's in my safe for sports, and these things pay for, you know, new cleats, helmets, baseball bats, uniforms, t-shirts, all of the things, traveling, because 2 out of the 3 of my football kids are still in like little league football, so we still have to go to sporting events and we have to take them there and all that fun stuff. I only have one big boy who's in high school who I don't have to mess with anymore. So that's what that sporting money comes from. And if you take you know, $150 just to play for the little 2, plus all the equipment that they need, we probably spend between $700 and $800 on sports every year, and it could be more than that depending. You know, a pair of cleats every year is $100, and one child has to have baseball cleats and football cleats, and the other child has to have football cleats and wrestling shoes, and the other child just has to have, you know, so we might even spend about $1,000. I've never really thought to look to see the total amount of what we spend a year on sports, but it's quite a bit. But you know, I have boys, and boys like sports, and my kids are very active and they want to play. So we are most definitely okay with spending the money on that. Clothing, 20 bucks, and I have 20 bucks in here. Are you guys done with your Christmas shopping? Because some of this money that I put in here, if I end up not spending it, then, and this little clothing fund, by the way, if you're new here, is just for things that we might need during the week. Somebody loses all their socks, I got money in here. At the beginning of the year and at Christmas time, I budget out for, you know, new clothes for school. And then at Christmas time, I usually buy them clothes for Christmas to have them last through the rest of the year. Jeans, hoodies, things like that. But I do budget for that stuff. That is just like, you know how, like right now, next week is Spirit Week at school, and my kids have to have like ugly sweaters and pajamas and all this fun stuff. That's what that money's for. Also, if me or my husband need a new pair of shoes, you know, underwear, socks, pair of jeans, like we're getting ready to go to a Christmas party, I would like to purchase a new top to go to wear to that Christmas party for his work, you know, things like that. That's what that money's for. Unbudgeted clothing items that we might need that just come up, you know what I'm saying? Family fun usually gets 20 bucks, and that's because we usually buy pizza every single Friday. So there's that. Gifts, I'm not putting anything in gifts because you guys know it's Christmas time, and right now all of the gift giving money is coming out of Christmas fund, so that's not getting anything this week. And then vacation, 2 weeks ago I put in $100 into my safe. I think my vacation fund is up to $400, and I've only been saving this up since about July. Okay, so we have I'm putting another $20 in there. Now we do budget out for like wherever we're going, our hotel stay, for example. We